Hello everyone, my name is JOBOT and welcome to this video animation tutorial that I have been promising a certain Keith for a while. Uh, let's get started, shall we? So basically, this is part of a series of Dare things that I've been doing for a while now, and Keith asked me to do an animation tutorial, as I may have mentioned in the speed paint video last time. I made a video because that was forever ago. Without further ado, let's get started. Here's how you animate. So we're going to be animating in Fire Alpaca because Flash doesn't work on my computer anymore, as you may have heard in that other video. And it's what I'm going to be using to make my latest animated short, and hopefully the short comes out before the tutorial because, I don't feel like showing screenshots of something that isn't done yet. So what we're going to do is press Command N or Control N if you're on a Windows computer, and open up a new file in Fire Alpaca. So I have it set to 1280 by 720 to keep the image files relatively small, and you can change the resolution. I like it at 600 DPI because that still makes it look nice. Background, I keep the color white because I don't care really, but you can make it any color you want really. Paper size, you're not going to need that, and let's get background color. We already talked about that. Anyways, let's click OK, and we have our stage right here. Just like a normal Fire Alpaca file, because this is a normal Fire Alpaca file, you can't draw outside the lines. I'm going to make my brush size 7. You can't draw outside the stage, unlike Flash, where you can draw outside the stage and have those things not show up, but you can have things come out, and it helps with timing and whatnot. Anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to make a simple bouncing ball animation. Now the way animation in Fire Alpaca works is that you use layers to make each individual frame. And you can make a group of layers into one frame. For example, if I have a ball that's over here, I want to make another layer and color that ball, let's say blurple. Okay, light blurple. We're gonna press G. We're gonna use the canvas as the thing. We're gonna expand it at 2. There we go. So most people would probably just Fire Alpaca animation casuals would probably just flatten the image, but that doesn't allow you to edit the image later. So we're just going to put those in one folder, and those count as one frame. And we can duplicate the folder and put it there. Now if we go to up at the top, you can't see it because of the way I have this video cropped, but up at the top of your screen, you'll see the options where it says File, Edit, Layer, Filter. Click on View, and then a pop-up menu will come down, and then you'll see Onion Skin Mode right here. And you click that, and then all of a sudden, whoa, what happened? Now I can't see both these images when they're in a different area. That's because it's on onion skin mode. And you know how you can see the skin through the skin of an onion? Well, that's what's happening here. Now if you click on View and Autoplay, it'll start playing it, and you can change the frame rate, like 24 frames a second, 2 frames a second, 3 frames per second, all that jazz. It's quite nice. 30 frames a second. Oops. 30 frames. There we go. Beautiful. Anyways, so that's basically how that works. All right. Now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making this ball into a bouncing ball. But to keep things simple, I'm not going to do the folder thing because that's annoying. Okay, so we're just gonna have it be a black and white ball because I'm too lazy to do any coloring. At least not yet, because that's what we're going to be doing in the next area. So I'm going to have this ball have a blurple outline because I don't want it to be completely absent of color. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to map out the 3 basic positions we want this to go in. So we want this to go in an arc because what we're going to be doing is make a bouncing ball. Your classic, oh, I haven't seen this in an animation tutorial before, Joe. Yeah, you haven't, because I'm just that original. I came up with this idea for animation practice many years ago. I was one of the original Disney dudes, man. So anyways, we're going to draw this ball a little bit lower than the original one because that's how balls work. They don't just keep bouncing at the same pace. You know, they don't keep the same energy, the same momentum as, you know, throughout the entire thing. So it's going to go whoop, whoop, like that, okay? But now we're going to go between layers 1 and 2 and insert a frame over here. Now this is a animation method known as pose to pose, and you know, in pose to pose you map out your 3 or more basic poses that you want, and then you just sort of fill in the in-betweens, right? But I don't roll like that, okay? I don't usually roll like that. Most of the time I like straight ahead animation because it helps with flow a little bit more. Now, bouncing balls, why do people usually do bouncing balls? Because it helps with timing, which is one of the 12 basic principles, and squash and stretch, which is another of the 12 basic principles of animation. Where basically, squash and stretch is if a object squashes, it gets wider. If it stretches, it gets taller. Or if it stretches, it gets wider, and if it squashes, then it gets, you know, wider and stuff. I like, you know, an object retains its mass depending on the amount of change there is, right? So I'm really bad at explaining. This is why I didn't want to do a tutorial in the first place until Keith was just like, oh, just do it. Well, yeah, this is the dare now. Just because I'm doing the dare doesn't mean I have to do it good. Although I do want to do it good. This is like my 3rd or 4th try at this. Anyways. But yeah, as you can see, what I'm doing right here is basically just drawing one position, then another one, another one. I'm going to make this one skinnier. That's what I like. Okay. Okay. Now we have our bouncing ball. So let's see what that looks like in autoplay. Alright, that's fast in 30 frames per second. Let's try 12 frames a second. Alright, that looks pretty alright. It goes up, it stretches, it squashes, and it goes back to its original shape at the end of the animation. There you go. Alright, now we can put that up to 24 frames. Yeah. Alright. So that's just the basics of how to do an animation. Now, how would you do a character animation or something like that? Something with lip sync. Well, for now, that's something I'm still trying to figure out, but, you know, right now, let's see. This is for my first animated Out to Lunch episode. And if you don't know, Out to Lunch is my webcomic that I make on Tapastic. And this is going to be the animated episode. So basically what I have here is a segment of the storyboard for that animation. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking, like right now, this is for the end of the year, because let's go, fellow youths that are no longer have to face the torture that is school. Yeah. All right. So yeah, basically for this segment, it's just drawing line art like you would on any other drawing program, because Fire Alpaca is mainly a drawing program, you know. And the only reason I'm animating in it is because, like I said, Flash isn't working, and I don't like animating in Photoshop. Well, I didn't mention that, but yeah, I don't like animating in Photoshop. I hate it. Okay. So just gonna be drawing his face, his eyebrows, all that stuff. And like I said, coloring can be done in folders and all that jazz. So basically you can have extremely high quality artwork in motion, you know? Now, this is really just an animation tutorial, right? Like, I'm not, like, going to teach you guys how to do the audio editing. I mean, unless you guys want an audio editing tutorial, that I can do really easily, because I know like enough to make a video about, you know, like, oh, how to audio edit in Audacity for the beginning content creator. I don't know, maybe that's a video I'll do in the future. Also, I'm really sorry for people who have come here to learn to make animation for the first time and has no clue what I'm talking about. First. Okay. Anyways, as you can see, I'm very much not an animation professional. I'm just an amateur dude who lives in his mom's house. But I'm 17, so I get a pass on that. Okay. Also, you can flip your pictures by using the up and down arrows on Fire Alpaca, because you know that's helpful to make your picture look nice both ways. As you can see, this looks really weird because one eyelash thing is bigger than the other, but we can fix that. See, we fixed it. Not entirely, but you know, it's good enough. It looks better now. Anyways, yeah, you can just rinse and repeat all the way through the animation and, you know, get that done. Lip sync, I'll probably do a separate tutorial if I feel like it, and if Keith is not satisfied with this 2-minute tutorial that I have done, then I will do lip syncing on a later date, because that is really, really hard and I still haven't figured it out in Fire Alpaca animation, but I'm going to. So anyways, this has been Draw with Jazza. I'm Jazza, and I'll see you later. I don't know what the sign off is. What's a sign off? What is my sign off? I don't know what it is. Anyways, my name is JOBOT, professional idiot. This is my sign off. Goodbye.